Planning, CCPM Schedule. Click on the CCPM Schedule button to convert the project plan, project network, into a feasible and executable schedule. This will become the schedule that is used for executing the project. Exepron will calculate the longest chain of task and resource dependency, which includes resolving resource contention. Critical chain tasks are dark blue. Other feeding chain tasks are light blue. Exepron will automatically insert buffers to provide protection against the unknown variability encountered during execution. The critical chain schedule includes a main project buffer and feeding buffers. The single main project buffer is automatically inserted by Exepron at the end of the longest chain of resource and dependent events. A number of feeding buffers are automatically inserted by Exepron at integration points with the critical chain.
Exepron does not permit gaps in the critical chain. This may result in partially or fully penetrated feeding buffers, depending on the project network. It may be necessary to modify by making changes to the current project network. If the critical chain schedule is not acceptable, it will be necessary to revert the schedule back into a project network. Click the What If button to challenge assumptions in order to improve the schedule. For example, change dependencies. Look for opportunities to plan tasks in parallel rather than in series. Change durations or increase the number of assigned resource types. This process should be repeated until an acceptable schedule is developed. See the reference guide for detailed information. Project due date. As soon as possible project due date. Select the As soon as possible checkbox as the due date for this project. Exepron will schedule the project with today as the project start date. Scheduling an aggressive project due date. In certain environments, a schedule with an earlier or more aggressive project due date may be required. This will result in a partially penetrated project buffer, which will increase the scheduling and execution risk for this project. This will be reflected by the project risk quotient. Select the As soon as possible checkbox for the project due date. Click the CCPM Schedule button to schedule the project. View and note the project due date displayed by Exepron. Click the What If button to revert the project back into planning. Change the project due date to an earlier project due date and reschedule the project. Repeat this process until a project schedule with an acceptable risk is achieved within the scheduled due date. Note: scheduling a project with an aggressive project due date with a partially penetrated project buffer will increase the execution risk for this project.